What's good, y'all? I'm back with another video for y'all today, and I kind of just wanted to talk about why you should not let your 9-to-5 job talk you out of your dreams. There are going to be people, circumstances that are going to not allow you to really be who you want to be. And what I mean by that is you can't really talk the way you want to talk. You can't really think things you want to think, because if you start to express those ideas to your colleagues, they're going to be like, well, this is going to be problematic because you have different goals, dreams, and aspirations that everyone in the office doesn't have. And when people in the office that are on your team start to notice that, then you're in the pool of, all right, do we need to lay him off? Do we need to get him out of the office? Because the main thing that corporate wants you to do is just stay working for them for as much as possible or for as long as possible. And what I mean by that is they want you to stay there. They don't want you to think for yourself. They don't want you to be entrepreneurial spirited, because that means they're not going to have any staff to do the work for them. And when you're aspiring to not really work a 9-to-5 for the rest of your life, you have to kind of conduct your way that you're a quote-unquote hard-working 9-to-5 worker or employee. And sometimes it can be challenging because you can't really talk to anyone or express your ideas to anyone, because basically the people that you do talk to on a regular basis are pretty average. They have average thoughts, habits, and beliefs. They're probably out of shape. They probably make an average salary. They probably complain, whine, bitch, complain about things like, oh, my job doesn't pay me enough money, or oh, I don't even have enough money for my groceries, or oh, you need to be able to make sure you're not in those environments, because those thoughts, habits, and beliefs will start to trickle and have an effect on you. And then you'll realize, you'll look up like, damn, I never did this shit. Why am I doing these lazy, mundane tasks? Like, I never did this before. And it's because of who you're surrounding yourself with. That's why the cliche saying of you are who you surround yourself with is so imperative, because it can literally change the way you carry yourself. You put a poor person around 8 millionaires, he's probably going to be a millionaire. But if you surround yourself with a bunch of poor people, you're probably going to be poor. And the way I kind of navigate through this is that with my job and what I work hybrid. So I'm only in office 1 to 2 days a week, and all the other days I'm at home, number one. So those 3 days I'm still focused on doing what I need to do and figuring out different ways to kind of deal with these things on a daily basis, right? So with that being said, you want to make sure that when you do have your days at home, make sure you're doing, or you're working your 5 to 9 as well. So kind of be able to integrate both. With me personally, it kind of aligns with what I want to do. So that's why me doing and bouncing between my 9-to-5 and 5 to 9 is totally fine. But for those of you, and your 5 to 9 is totally different from your 9-to-5, you need to figure out during those times where you have some down periods, what skills are you starting to cultivate? What skills are you learning? What are some of the things that you need to do on your own, whether it's meeting new people, learning different terminology, getting yourself in certain environments. Do what you need to do during those downtimes, so that when your 9-to-5 isn't treating you right, or there's some circumstance where they might do layoffs, your 5 to 9 is covering you. And I would say keep this as secretive as possible, especially 5 to 9. Just tell people like what you do, what's your long-term plan. Just tell them it's something within the corporate space. Kind of just tell them a bold-faced lie, honestly, bro. That's really the only way of doing this shit. I'm gonna just keep it straight buck. That is the only way. And for me personally, with me personally, I know that with what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, so everything I do has intention. I aligned myself with a job that was going to get me the skills and all the accolades that I needed in order to thrive in my 5 to 9. That's what I did personally. Now, for those of you that you can't really find a career path that kind of commingles the two, well, maybe you need to figure out what you like to do in the 9-to-5 and take that 9-to-5 money to fund the 5 to 9. And I say this to say is like, you need to treat your 5 to 9 like you treat your 9-to-5, because if you don't treat your 5 to 9 to the equivalent, if not more than the 5 to 9 or 9-to-5, then you're cooked. If you only allocate 3-4 hours a day to your 5 to 9, but you allocate 10-12 hours to your 9-to-5, then you're cooked. But if you're only required to maybe work 40 to 45 hours a week, you can kind of balance the two out. Now, obviously, are you going to have long days? Yes. Are there going to be times where you don't feel like doing the shit? Yes. But you have to push through. You have to think what the long-term vision is for yourself. Do you want to be stuck at that 9-to-5 job for the next 50 years? And when you look up, you don't even have enough money for retirement. You have grandkids. You want to travel. You want to do all these extravagant things, but you don't even have the money for it. Now, obviously, there's more tools and resources that we have today, where there's different influencers or people that have investing guides and tips and tricks. But at the end of the day, bro, your 9-to-5 is meant to keep you in a trap that only gives you money, just enough money to pay for your bills. Job just means just over broke. You have enough money for your car payment. You have enough money for your mortgage and rent. You have enough money to eat. You have enough money to pay or take care of your kids, and that's it. You sometimes, depending on how much money you make, you may have a decent amount to save, but at the end of the day, like, you have to figure out ways to kind of make more income for yourself. And obviously it's going to be challenging. Maybe you work 5 days in the office and it's hard for you to work on your 5 to 9. Well, you're going to have to figure out something else. Maybe you try to look for a new job that's more hybrid based until you can quit that current 9-to-5 to be able to work with that hybrid job. Or maybe you just say, fuck it, I'll just quit and go all in on my 5 to 9. Or if you know you still need this job, you really like it, they're paying well, you need to figure out a way to kind of integrate how you can take your 5 to 9 to fully fund your 9-to-5 so that you can leave the 9-to-5. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying this shit is easy, because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But you need to really start asking yourself these things and really focus. Like, you can't give this shit 50%. If you're gonna give this shit 50%, bro, to your 5 to 9, you might as well just stay in your 9-to-5 and just be regular for the rest of your life. I hate to break it to you, but it's just the sad truth. But it is what the fuck it is. We live in a world where inflation isn't going anywhere. The cost of everything is going up. And the way the wages are, they're not keeping up with inflation. If anything, they're kind of below inflation. So if you're not going to figure out a means for yourself, then no one's coming to save you. You have to realize nobody's coming to save you. Say it to yourself right now. Nobody is coming to save me. I realized this when I was 18 years old. No one's coming to save me. No one's going to go out there and go get the dreams that I want. No one's going to go out there and get the girl that I want. Nobody else is going to go get the money that I want. The only person is going to hold myself accountable is me. And if you don't understand that at an early phase, then you're just going to be cooked. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you. Don't be complaining about why your friend from high school became a multi-billionaire, and then you're like, oh, we were friends, and then you reach out to him like, hey, can you help me out? Can you do the X, Y, and Z? Like, no, that's not how this shit works. Because 10 times out of 10, they probably won't give you an opportunity because you're just begging. You're not offering them anything. You're not offering them any skills, or you're not offering them a way to make their life easier than what it is. Because you have to think, people that make a lot of money have very busy lives. They delegate. And what does that mean with delegation? They put people in place and in positions that whatever task that they're doing is better than the CEO or operator of that company. So let's say accounting. They're gonna find the best accountant to pay so that they can take that time that they would spend, the CEO would take their time out of their day to do accounting. They hire somebody to outsource so that the CEO can focus on other things that are important to the company so that he can continue to scale. Now, before I conclude this video, I really just want to say that all this shit is possible. Those big audacious dreams that you have, it's all possible. You just need to have the right thoughts, habits, and beliefs in order to put you in that position. Now, you're probably like asking me like, oh, Jalen, how were you able to do that? Listen to personal development. Read books that no one are reading. Prime examples. I have a book video, but just a quick recap. Think and Grow Rich is number 1. How to Outwit the Devil is number 2. How to Win Friends, Influence, and People are 3. Those are the 3 main books. One is for communication, one is for the mindset, one is for like vices and drifting in life. Those 3 main books, you need to remember them so that when you do these, when you come across different scenarios in your life, you know how to kind of adapt to them, or you know how to basically you know how to just solve the situation. So with that being said, make sure y'all like, comment, and follow for more, and let me know down in the description what other videos I should go about talking about. I'll see y'all in the next one.